Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World, and in this video I'm going to review Kaiser. I think I still have more units to review, like from the past releases if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, I will try to do all of them as soon as possible. New hats will have to wait a bit more because I didn't have time today to record it, so this video will be the last one that you guys will see before I come back from my holidays. So yeah, that being said, let's just go on with the video. I'm going to follow the usual format, which is going to be, I'm going to talk about in general how good this unit is, then we're going to go over the skills, exclusive equipment, gear, ignition weapon, rapport, and now revolution as well. So yeah, let's just get started. I will say that this unit is absolutely broken. She's just insane in every piece of content that you can imagine. She's great in PvP, she's great in adventure, she's great at bosses. She's really insane. So yeah, I would say there are some like things to note. Like she's insane, but she's really squishy unless you go for a 100% resistance build, which is kind of difficult to do on dexterity units, as you guys know, because they get the least amount of attention in the resistance compartment in the tree essence. Like I do not recommend too much investment in resistances in that tree essence facility. And even then, a lot of people are telling me that that's too much. It probably is if you're trying to min-max for bossing, but for general use, I think it makes building ignition weapons so much easier. So I still think it's a good investment overall. But I get the point that swiftness over resistances in the essence is a better choice to maximize DPS. But then like it's really a pain to build ignition weapons. And if you are like me and you are unlucky, it will be a pain. If you are a spender, like not a spender, but really a whale, and you invest a ton of resources into building different ignition weapon sets, then maybe that's the best route for you to go full swiftness. But that's okay. Let's not talk too much about this. I just want to mention that this is probably currently one of the best units in the game. Probably the best unit in the game, and the second one I would say it's Ren currently. But yeah, just insane, insane unit. Now let's go over the skills really quickly. Let's just try not to waste too much time repeating random stuff here. So the passive is absolutely insane. Every time she hits an enemy, she's going to apply a mark. The mark is only present on one enemy at a time. If she changes focus, the mark is going to be applied to the new one, and the previous one is going to lose the mark. Whenever you deal damage 5 times, and it says damage, not like attacks. So her basic attacks is a multi-hit attack, and we'll see also how it changes with the passive. So that means that basically the wolf could be summoned almost at every basic attack. Actually, I think at every basic attack is going to be summoned, which is insane. This is a ton of damage. And he's also adding a bleed, which works perfectly fine with the revolution that we're going to see later. So that's insane. And she's also applying Spirit of the Grey Wolf on Kaiser, which stacks a max of 4 times after Fenrir did his attack, etc., etc. And the stacks cannot be removed. They will be up basically all the time, guys. It's crazy. And she gets 20% physical pierce for every stack, which is 80% total. That's insane. And her basic attack produces one more projectile for every Spirit of the Grey Wolf stack. I don't remember the number of basic projectiles that she has. I don't think it's only one, but I don't remember. Like I don't really pay that much attention. But she will have at the very least 5 projectiles every single basic attack, which is insane. That really increases the damage by a ton. And yeah, I'm not going to read the revolution part. Let's just forget about it for now. We're going to look at it in the dedicated section. But yeah, this passive is absolutely broken. Already the 80% physical pierce makes us be able to build her with resistances, which is nuts, really insane. Then we have the other active skill, no, well, the first active skill, which is going to summon the armor inventory and create a barrier for 3 seconds. It gets better with exclusive equipment, but we're going to see that in a second. And it's going to block enemy skills 5 times. This is pretty good overall, even though when you're running resistances, doesn't really matter too much, but it helps dodging some annoying, like maybe special moves with crowd controls or annoying skills that could inflict debuffs. That's definitely good. So yeah, better than nothing. If there are enemies nearby, she's going to push them back and deal a bit of damage, but nothing much, I would say. It rarely procs. And Kaiser counters to deal 100% of her attack as damage every time a skill barrier is broken, stunning the target for 2 seconds and decreases their attack by 80% for 5 seconds. So not only you block a skill uh, of an enemy, you also stun them and decrease their attack for 5 seconds. This is overall pretty good. It's not the best of skills, but definitely not one of the worst ones we have in the game. Then we have the tying 20 threats. This is going to launch a multi-attack, like a multi-hit attack to an enemy. It's going to hit them 10 times for 150% of her attack as damage. Her swiftness increases by 10 and basic attack pierce by 4 for 10 seconds for every needle that lands. All of them are going to land. This is a 100 swiftness increase and a 40% basic attack pierce. This is insane, guys. Really, this unit has so many buffs. That's insane. Then we have the special move. The special move deals a bit of damage, 600% of our attack is damage to the enemy with real manipulation and locks them for 3 seconds. So she's going to lock the enemy for 3 seconds, which is an okay crowd control, nothing too great, but still works. And then she's going to send the wolf Fenrir to attack the enemy and deal 1000% of her attack as additional damage. The multiplier is nice, but looking at their basic attacks, like nothing can compare with those. So it's insane. A powerful spell has been cast on Fenrir's Fangs, and its attack always results in critical hits, doesn't really matter that much, and increases the basic attack resistance of the target by 20% until the end of the battle, max 5 stacks. So this is potentially up to 100% basic attack resistance reduction without any end to like the effect. It will last until the end of the battle. Now, normally in a battle, you are like 5v5 and you won't really be able to stack these 100% basic attack resistance shred. But against bosses, this is insane. You just need to cast the special move 5 times and then never cast it again. That's why now most of the times you have to run in manual if you use her for bosses, because like this is a DPS loss. She deals more damage with basic attacks than she does with this. So you just want to proc it 5 times for the maximum amount of basic attack resistance reduction, and then that's it. Never cast the special move again. This is basically the idea. Unfortunately, like in adventure or PvP, you're not really going to stack it that much, probably one. Usually one stack, the second one is difficult because the target is going to die so quickly that yeah, it's almost impossible to be stuck in it. And yeah, those are basically the skills, guys. Overall, really insane. If we go over the exclusive equipment, we see that level 1 is going to enhance the duration of the barrier from 3 seconds to 8 in total. Okay, fine. Level 2, Kaiser is going to remove all debuffs from herself when gaining a wolf spirit after using the master of the silver wolf. So after she gains a stack of the passive, she's going to remove debuffs, which is also insane. Kaiser recovers her HP by 50% of the damage dealt using Aiki Fenrir, so the special move. This is also pretty good. The thing is, if you notice, I'm sure you did, there is a bug. If you go and look at the recap of a fight, she will always have healed 0 no matter what. But this actually works. I checked it and it really works, so it's fine. Then on level 4, we have Kaiser attack speed increases by 20 for 8 seconds when gaining a wolf spirit after using blah blah blah, the passive. So this is also pretty good. She's going to get stacking attack speed. Doesn't mean, like, it doesn't say it cannot stack, so I'm assuming it stacks. I haven't tested it, but I think it's safe to assume so. Now, if we look at the gear, I would say this section, okay, yeah. This piece almost never upgraded it on anyone other than mages and at times supports. Everyone else, it's it's totally useless entirely. Like unless you're running evasion builds, which means either you're really early on or you decided to commit fully to evasion, which I don't personally agree with, but it can work. And in PvP is probably better, but I don't know. It's a tough choice in my opinion. So yeah, your priority is going to be the crit rate and crit damage, but even not that much is just fine. The crit damage is okay. The crit rate is basically worthless. But yeah, I would say these three all have the same priority, even though this one really gives only 150 accuracy is not too mandatory. Even now, like I have 1100 accuracy and it's way more than enough for the current floor I'm at. So this is not necessarily needed, but yeah, those three are the three pieces you want to upgrade. This piece is only needed if you go for the resistance build. The other one doesn't really matter. So that's about it for gear. The next point is the ignition weapon. And for this one, I would say Sundance for sure. Best set ever, especially for KAISER. So this is really insane. And as I said, you want to run resistances in slot 4 and resistances in slot 5. This is really, really important. And you want to aim for at least 99% magic and physical resistance. I'm saying 99% because even if you get to 100%, you will still get at least 1% damage. That's a change they made recently, so even 99 is already fine. The thing now is that you can overcap it. So theoretically, you don't have to be as precise as I was here in magic resistance. You can overcap it, and it's also good to do so. So in case for some reason she gets like she fights against enemies with peers, she can still survive. So I will personally try to push all of these stats to like 114, 115. Well, actually, yeah. I would say I need to check how much Red Mask Warrior has, and then I will just add that to 99. And that's what I'm aiming for, basically. So yeah, this is the set. These are more or less the stat you can expect. You don't need crit rate if you ever invested. If you don't, well, the crit rate always helps, but it won't in the long run. That's all I wanted to say. Now for Rapport is obviously going to be level 6, guys, but like we'll get so many of these gifts in general that you can easily take all of them to Rapport 6. So yeah, no point in talking more than this. If you go over the revolution, now this is really important, and we can also see it in my spreadsheet if we go over the revolution tab and look at KAISER. So I recommend to get her to tier 6. She's just too strong. Now the nodes you want to focus on the most are going to be accuracy. You could potentially put 20 points here, but I didn't want to waste too many resources because as I said, I'm already way above the enemy evasion, so I don't need it. Affected is a one that you could focus on later on once you have upgraded the other ones. It's nice just to apply more reliably the debuff from your special move, but it's not needed for adventure at all. So you can forget about it. Attack speed that you get from Revolution Tier 3, put all points in there, crazy, crazy strong. Then we have the T4 ability. This one, I don't really like it that much, but I mean, you gotta take it. Every time the enemy uses a special move, she's going to reset the cooldown of the armor inventory. And the cooldown does not reset again for 6 seconds. Pretty much obvious, but okay. Is pretty good. Like, it's a pretty good skill. It's okay. I don't know if it resets as soon as the enemy starts casting it, at which point it would be pretty strong, to be fair. Like against it's a hard, it casts the special move, but it takes a bit of animation time. If in that time this cooldown resets and she casts it, then that's OP. Otherwise, it's just okay, average. And you're running resistances, so you don't really care that much. Recovery received, pretty much useless. You could invest some points, but you have a ton of resistances, doesn't matter. Attack, extremely strong node, get all 20 points, but I'm trying not to spend too much, especially now that we know there is the pending event for the orange resources, so I kind of stopped. But as you can see, I'm also quite poor. I don't have enough, so whatever. Yeah, 20 points in there, really, really strong. And yeah, the T5 is crazy good. KAISER's accuracy increases by 100%, which already means you will never miss an attack, no matter who you're against, unless they have the like attacks cannot hit you kind of effect. And at that point, doesn't matter how much accuracy you have, obviously, but okay. And attacks doesn't say basic attacks, it says all attacks always result in critical hits when attacking bleeding enemies. And as we saw from the passive, you will always attack bleeding enemies. This is crazy. This is insane. Really, really huge. I love this tier 5. Then if you look at the crit damage node, always max it out. This is easy 90% crit damage increase. Really, really huge. And then we have HP node, totally worthless. Do not put any points in there. Then we have basic attack peers, put all points in there, 20 out of 20. This is 100% basic attack peers. This is insane. And you won't even notice that you're not running a physical peers build because you have so much that even if you run the physical peers main stat, you would hardly notice it. So definitely like best build possible resistances for sure in all content except for bosses, because there every single increase in damage counts. So that's a given, but yeah. Then the max cooldown reduction. This is a bit tricky. I mean, I think you just need enough cooldown for the needle stacking to be always up. So you need the I don't even remember the name, the thing that fires 10 needles to the enemy and gives you a swiftness and basic attack pierce buff for 10 seconds. You want to cast that skill every 10 seconds. I don't know exactly what is the base cooldown and how much of these you should upgrade. Because if you upgrade it too much, you will waste too much time casting skills, but you kind of want that effect up to 100% of the time. So it's a bit tricky. I will try to figure that out, but I don't know. In any case, if you want, just fully invest in it. It will still be fine. It won't really matter, guys. And yeah, that was all also for Revolution. I don't think there is much else to say, guys, on this. Maybe, but I think I already mentioned in one of the previous videos. I would say this guy got a lot better thanks to KAISER, because this guy has that 200% attack coefficient increase on the basic attacks dealt against enemies inside the seal zone, but still is really, really good. And now that we can overcap resistances, this 80% physical resistance is huge. So he's a great unit to pair with KAISER, and obviously every other unit that's good in the blue element also works just fine. So yeah, that's pretty much all, guys. Let me know if you have any doubts on this unit. I think many people won't. She's just insanely good. And yeah, I hope this format where I used also the spreadsheet a bit was helpful, just to show you guys also the changes here. And I hope this tab especially is clear enough. In terms of investment that I didn't mention before, and I never mentioned in any of my videos, to be fair, um, I put the mandatory as 3 green because she actually already deals insane damage without a lot of investment. You can already use her. It's more or less like a Viol. The thing is, it's pretty hard to build her with resistances and no investment. You can still pull it off, actually. Yeah, it's kind of tricky. The damage won't be as great, but it will work for sure. Like, she will have more than enough damage, and she's a better option than any other DPS in the blue element. 3 red, she will already start being insane with also the boost from the like Revolution with the attack speed. It's going to be really, really good. And obviously, max her out. Like, really, guys, she's insane. Now, I will say one more thing before I close the video. If you have the boost mission still to be completed, like the one that take what 400 summons, I would say, yeah. As soon as you get to 400 summons, you will have the 2 free copies of Kaiser. So if you have enough black market tickets, you could think about doing that just to get the 2 free copies, because most likely black market tickets are not going to be used in the anniversary. But do not waste any more than what it takes you to get to 400, because I'm pretty sure it won't be needed in the anniversary, but we never know, guys. It's better to be safe than sorry. Just use the minimum possible to get there, and that's only if you have tickets. I wouldn't use Suspension for that. If you have, like, let's say 500 tickets and you already did 150 pulls, do the remaining 250, and that's it. If you have like 400 black market tickets and you are at 0 out of 400 black market pools, then maybe don't. That's all I wanted to say, guys. I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, please drop a like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys when I'm back from holidays. So in a bit more than a week, I would say. Then thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.